Elevate TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Good morning from wherever you're watching us from. I think I should say good morning, good evening, whatever the time is for those of us who are out in the diaspora. But this is such a wonderful opportunity to be able to just join together and have a great conversation around leadership. That's what we do every other Tuesday at a time like this. In the Morning Digest show, we discuss leadership matters, and it's been a while since I was here. I'm grateful to for my co-host Apostle Patrick Mureithi for an amazing job that he and I continue to do in this show. And so kudos to Apostle Mureithi for holding the fort, and I take the baton today as we continue with the conversation around leadership. Today we want to just discuss on a very simple yet extremely important aspect of leadership. Simply lead. That's all we want to just look at. Simply lead. And so today, to discuss that with me is my good friend. He's not new to us. He's been here, great leader himself, great conversationalist, if we would say that. I enjoy talking with him, even as we discuss matters leadership, and none other than Reverend Joseph Obwanda, coming to us as a director from Heshimika Initiative, founder and director of Heshimika Initiative, and it's a joy to have you here.
Thank you. So it's a joy to be here, Pastor Albert.
Yeah, karibu sana.
Asante, asante.
Yeah, you've been keeping well?
Oh, by God's grace, I'm better than good. I'm functional.
You're functional.
Yes.
I normally like to say when I am, sometimes you feel indisposed or in a sense unwell, struggling with one thing or the other that can hinder your capacity to function. But you push yourself, and
Absolutely.
So when I push myself, I say I am functional.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be by God's grace. Yeah,
good to see you. Now we want to.
Thanks.
We have had an interesting space as we, in the present day, and this is globally. Where we have this situation where there is a lot of institutions, organizations, of course governments, and there are so many leaders out there in place, but it appears that when you feel the pulse of the people across the board, there is a general sense of hunger or desperateness for leadership.
yeah,
And so, of course, that's what informed us coining the question, the challenge, simply lead. So, as we begin this show, do you feel what I've just painted? Do you feel like there is a cry for leadership, although there is lots of leaders in place?
Yeah, foremost, let me appreciate you inviting me for this show. And I want to appreciate the fact that we are living in very, would I say, times when we have pervasive leadership in terms of there's a demand for leadership at another level. And so I concur with you that there's, in the words of Dr. John Stanko, too many leaders, little leadership. And you ask me if I feel whether that is the case. It's not even necessarily about a feeling, because in our leadership dispensation in this country, thanks to the constitutional framework of 2010, we've never had so many elected leaders. You know, we have over 4,000 MCAs in this country. We have almost 300 and something members of parliament.
349 or something.
That's if you get the elected plus the nominated and all those. And then we have governors, 47 governors. And then you have senators and nominated senators. In essence, you would expect that things have shifted by dint of that kind of positional leaders. But for the most part, that's not what the society here in Kenya particularly is experiencing. And so the justification or the verdict of leadership is that you simply lead without giving a lot of excuses, getting academic, getting theoretical. When you are leading, you don't need to explain that you are leading. Just simply lead. And if you look at scriptures, it's replete with people who simply led. Or God called them to simply lead. Start with Moses. God told him, simply lead. All those is kizungu mingi. Simply lead. Right?
Wacha kizungu
Wacha kizungu mingi. You come to Gideon, somebody who necessarily didn't have a position, but there was a moment that demanded for leadership. Simply lead. David, we see David, he is the most, say even his own father did not think as much about him being one of the leaders compared to his brother Shammah and Eliab.
And all.
But David simply led. And so when God was evaluating the society of the day, he eventually, I think that's the most seminal call to leadership or to qualify leadership. He says of David in Psalm 78, I believe verse 72, that he found David, his servant, and he appointed him that he may lead his people. And David led with the integrity of his heart, with the skillfulness of hands. And so I believe that God expects people to step into positions, or even if you do not have position, perhaps we'll allude to that momentarily, even if you don't have position and there's a demand for leading, simply lead. You come to the New Testament, this man, the parable of the talents, what does it speak? People are given different endowments or talents, and somebody comes up with kizungu mingi, a lot of stories, or what
excuses.
He was told simply lead. So the Lord does not require you to give excuses for what you have or what you do not have. When the moment and the demand is there for you to step in and do what needs to be done, simply lead. That's how I look at it.
Wow. So there's when you are in leadership, so now talking about position, maybe we can begin there. When you are in leadership position, there is no room for excuses.
Apparently, I think we have to distinguish between positional leader and personal leader. So position is supposed to be an recognition of the person. The tragedy is that we have people in position whose person is not a leader. In our Heshimika Excellency Mentorship Program that we are conducting now for university students, leaders, we have delineated 3 continuums of leadership. There's leader, leadership, and leadership.
Leader, the person.
Is the person.
Leadership
is a position or the professional, the framework that you're given. Leadership. And then leadership is the public expression or the impact. So if you will, we many a times think that people in position necessarily are leaders. Okay? But when you talk of simply lead, whether you have a position or not. When you look at history, it's replete with people who simply led without positions. Talk of Mother Teresa. I'm looking of icons globally. Talk of Rosa Parks. Okay? Somebody has to bail the cat. Somebody has got to say enough is enough. This stops with me. Someone like Gideon, he simply led. He realized the idolatry that was happening, and he said enough is enough.
And we have even the likes of Deborah in the Bible.
Absolutely, Deborah. So it's not about position necessarily. Position is important because it provides a framework of accountability and answerability. But the simply lead, in my understanding, is bring in your agency. What's your agency? What's your graces? What's your lived experiences? Cause them to bear. So the tragedy is that we have people campaigning, people killing, people, doing everything they know how to in order to get the position. But no sooner than they get the position, they simply don't lead. So you wonder, why did you want the position? But then there are people who are not keen on the position. But they are actually leading. They are actually providing. So I think leadership. The issue is we demystify positional leadership and we amplify the personal leadership, where we are emphasizing that you have no excuse. Wherever you are, you must cause it to bear.
So in a society like ours, in which you have aptly described how we have all these, after the 2010 Constitution, all these positions of leadership, and yet there seems to be a lack of leadership in the country. What needs to happen? We are in that space now. We are in the space where there is all these positions of leadership, guys who are in leadership, but the impact being felt, on the ground, in the lives of people, in the state of the country, speaks of a void of leadership. And so, what do you say to? What would be the way forward?
Even before we go to the way forward, let's find the way. Okay? You've said something and about this void in leadership. I hold the view that leadership abhors vacuum. There cannot not be leadership.
Right? Nature abhors vacuum.
Nature abhors vacuum, and so does leadership. So if the persons who are supposed to be leaders do not lead, somebody will simply lead. Somebody will step in. There'll be in the dysfunctionability of the positional leadership, there'll be a functional leadership, which people will defer to. And that brings in a lot of issues. So as, for example, there is a question of who is the leader? Is it the person with the position, or is it the person that actually leads? In my view, presents three things. Influence, interest, and impact.
Okay.
All right?
So influence, interest, and impact.
Who is influencing? All right? And who is embodying and embracing or representing the interests of the moment? And who is bringing out the impact that people are seeing the results consistent with the influence, the interest. And so you ask the question then, the way forward, knowing that there cannot be a leadership vacuum, even in the, and you're not just talking about political leadership here, we're talking of all the ecosystem of societal points of influence. So we're looking at business, family, art and entertainment, politics and government, business and economy, all those, religious and all that. So yes, I think the way forward is to step back and ask ourselves, one, what do we have clarity of what leadership is about? So that you ask yourself, it's a question of motive. Why am I a leader? So then we have to interrogate and hold people accountable or revisit why did we put somebody in leadership, or why did you say to lead? So number one is the clarity of your vision.
Yes.
Number two, we have to interrogate the capacity, because you can, yes, you have the clarity, you want all this, and you can put out a good intention to lead, but do you have the capacity to deliver? Because sometimes it's not for lack of wanting to, it's for lack of capacity to. Right?
And that's why
Yeah.
David, when you talked about David,
Yeah.
it was the intention, integrity of heart,
Absolutely.
and the capacity or competence.
Yeah, so the competencies come along with that, because when you talk of capacity, then it means that you have the matrix of or rubrics of measure, reinforcing how to deliver on that your clarity. In a simpler way, I hold the view that when there's clarity and there's intentionality, then productivity is inevitable. Clarity plus intentionality equals productivity. And so individually, I ask myself, what do I want to achieve? So I self-lead. Then I build my capacity to achieve that. All right? And then I start building on the skills and the competencies and the resources that I need to harness together to simply lead.
Wow. I think there are too many points to note down there that our good reverend here is bringing out. Even as we discuss, clarity plus intentionality brings about productivity. And so we are talking about, having clarity of vision and capacity to lead that will result in the kind of leadership that we would want to see. And so we would like to hear your thoughts, and we will be happy to read your comments, your questions, your feedback during this show. And so I want to encourage you to share your thoughts about the subject matter we are dealing with. Simply lead, and speak to that conversation. On our social media pages, Elevate TV on Facebook and on YouTube. And as you share those thoughts, we'll be looking at them as we continue. Let me just look at some of the thoughts being shared, or at least feedback coming through. Lewis Jumba is saying, when leading, you don't explain what you lead. Winnie Kendi says, simply lead, and she loves the topic. Leadership, and leadership. She caught that. Position provides a platform for accountability. That's Lewis. Moses Okoth is saying, you have no excuse not to lead. And again, Winnie says, do we have clarity on what leadership is? I believe that's what we were speaking into. Do we have clarity? And maybe we should come back to that.
Yes.
To respond to that. Kate Mudhoni saying, clarity of vision and capacity to deliver. Again, Lewis, clarity plus intentionality equals productivity, and that's what Melvin Murubi is saying, capturing what you've just said. And so going back to that question, do we have, could we say of our society that there is clarity of leadership in the different spaces? I mean, okay, of course, I don't want us to be like the judges.
Yes.
But, based on our own, we are in this society. Do we feel, or do we see like there is a lack of clarity? Is that where our pain point is?
I'll go back to the three concepts that I would define where there's leadership. One, there's positive influence, or let's say inspirational influence.
Yes.
That people are responding to a certain, vibe of whoever is their leader.
Yes.
So who is that influencer? So the influence, especially positive influence, is desirable.
Yeah.
Number two, the interests of the people are given top priority. So where people can say that, and it's about politics, for example.
Yeah.
Politics is about interest. So there's a mitigation of interest, there's equitable distribution of resources, people are comfortable, people are relatively, would I say their expectations are met. Interest.
Yes.
And then thirdly, there's impact. That means there's results, there's productivity. And you do not need to, would I say, to argue with impact. And I think I want to just stretch that and say, for the most part, we mistake impression for impact. So you can do a lot of PR, and you can be so impressive, right? But at the end of the day, when the chips fall, people look at the impact. So people don't question your efforts, but they have the right to question your results. So when my son says, "Daddy, nimesoma, Aki, I've been studying," I say, I don't doubt your efforts. Let's wait for the results.
Yeah, the results will determine.
It's the same manner. So the question is, within those three matrices,
Yes.
influence, interest, and impact, is there leadership? And you see, we can go academic, and that's what we're saying. We want to avoid.
We want to avoid academic.
Right?
Yeah.
We can go academic. We can go economically speaking. We can talk of GPA. Not GPA. That's academic. We can talk of GDP. When you talk about, for example, for the social angle or religious, you can talk of the number of the congregants or pastors meet, and they're talking about, I'm a great leader because you have.
These
does
numbers.
does followership validate leadership? Not necessarily, because, and again, that's why I had to emphasize.
And you know, then politicians actually look at that. They look at
the numbers.
They measure the numbers.
And they say the numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
You see, the numbers numbers don't lie in themselves, but what about if the liars are handling the numbers? I mean, all the corruption we've had in this country, there are accounts, there are audited reports. When people are giving reports of infrastructure and roads done, you see there's a road that was completed and there's lights and it's marked, but you go there, it's a forest. I mean, this country, we have some social media bloggers who have been going around the country showing projects that were done. So my view is, it's not for you to self-reference that you're a leader. Right? You can't. I cannot stand and say, I'm a reverend, or I'm a professor, or I'm the father. People will tell whether you're the father. All right? People will tell, yes, my good friend and inspiration and mentor, Professor P.L. Lumumba, has reminded us that a lion does not need to pronounce its lioness. You just need to see the skeleton of an antelope and you know a lion was here. So if you have to keep explaining that you are the leader, there's only one person doubting that. A father in the family has to tell people, mtajua nani mwanaume. There's only one person doubting it at that time. Right? So simply lead means that let your results speak for you. So you asked, are there results speaking for those who are in leadership from the church? Is there leadership? Question is the church positively influencing the narrative? Is the church attending to the interest of the people, be they spiritual and social and other? That's why God would judge and say, is there not a balm in Gilead? Why? Because he's looking for who is simply leading, all right? And when it comes to the impact, all right, the question is, what's the impact of the church? How can we have a society that is said to be 80% Christians? I don't know that 80% changes. It has always been 80% since I was born. But the question is the question about numerical capacity or spiritual capacity? So you may not have the position, you may not have all the resources, but the sense of your responsibility, and as I said, your agency. So is the church the agency of the conscience of the nation?
And when you talk about the impact of the church, the impact of the church would be measured by, you know, I want you to speak into that even as we, the impact of the church would be measured, is it measured by the
Press conferences.
okay, yeah, there's press conferences, there is what our speaking into stuff. Is it measured by the things we have built, or is it measured by the lives that have been transformed, or is all of them put together?
You know, the church has a very unique positioning or situation in the society. The church speaks to the lived experiences of the people, to speak hope, to speak a sense of purpose and meaning. All right? So the church, in my view, ought to be the, I mean, as scripture said, the light, ought to be the salt. And if you look at those metaphors, as Jesus used them as defining the church, he was supposing one, light means that there's exposition and illumination of issues in a very clear and objective way, so that we debunk the lies. So when you see lies running roughshod, it's because the truth has not been advanced. Because if those who have the truth don't speak, those who have the lies are believed. And the way the Bible describes the church as the ground and pillar of truth. Absolutely. All right? And when it comes to the salt, the church ought to be the, it gives palatability and savourness and flavor of life. So in the church ought to be involved in social justice issues. The church ought to be involved in issues that impact lives in a real way. Felt needs met in a real needs met in a real way. Now, has the church risen to that expectation in terms of, is it speaking hope? Is it speaking, giving a sense of meaning and guidance? Is the church giving direction and calling out what must be called out and affirming what must be affirmed? I think it matters now. When we let's circle back, Rev Ablat, and ask ourselves, when you talk about the church, who are we talking about? That question has been always asked. That always is a question. Are we talking about the clergy, or are we talking about the people? And in my view, there's a conspiracy, nuanced so, that there's what I call clergicalization of the church, where the church is deemed to be the clergy. So when one or two clergy speak, it is said the church has spoken. But is it the church? Because then the church is the collective body of worshippers and believers in Jesus Christ. So the question is, every individual who is a Christian and a believer in Jesus Christ, to the extent that you are in this society, what are you doing? Because church is too big to be left to the clergy. Because even the individual believers and members of congregations are among those who say, what is the church doing? Yeah, it's a question of the clergicalization. It's a question of the pot calling the kettle black. You know, the sense that you're pointing fingers, yet it's because let's just put it this way: the quality of the cream can never be different from the quality of the milk from which it is churned. If the milk is sour, the cream will be sour. That's a seller moment. Yeah. And I think we need to pause there. You know, think about it. Seller means think. You know, pause and think. You know, that's a seller moment. The quality of the cream speaks to the... Cannot be different from the quality of the milk in which it comes from. So that is a moment to think in our political space, when we see the quality of our leaders, in the spiritual space, when we see the quality of those that are leading churches, in our business space and in every other space in our society. It's a reflection of who we are. Can you think about that for a moment as we take a short break, 2 minutes break? We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear your comments. We want to look at your questions before we are done with this show. So when we come back after this, we'll be looking at those, your comments, your thoughts, your feedback. Please share them on our social media pages, Elevate TV on Facebook and on YouTube, and we'll be happy to look at them as we continue with this critical, important conversation on
Simply Lead. See you in a moment.
Anytime, anywhere. Access inspiration that never switches off. Stuck in traffic? Elevate your mood and own the moment. Just looking busy? Make every second count. Tap into Kingdom content instead. One tap, instant power, real transformation. Download the Elevate TV app now. Exclusively on Google Play.
Support Elevate TV. Partner with us in advancing the kingdom. Did you know that Elevate TV is sustained through the generous contributions of our valued viewers and ministry partners like you? Your financial support enables us to continue broadcasting life-transforming content that promotes a kingdom lifestyle across Africa and beyond. We invite you to send your love gift today and become part of this impactful mission. You can do so through M-Pesa till number 532-9905. And for the international audience, use Wave Remit 0706 655 554. For more information, call or text 0719 666 655. Elevate TV is an award-winning Christian broadcaster reaching millions across the continent and beyond with uplifting Christ-centered programming. Join us in shaping a generation for the kingdom.
Welcome back. This is your Morning Digest show, the forum in which we discuss matters leadership. And today we have an intriguing topic that we are looking at, simply lead. Speaking about, the need for leadership to be seen. And so that's the conversation we've been having, and it's been a very engaging and very interesting first part of the show as we look at the society in which we are in, and looking at the kind of leadership that we are witnessing in every aspect of our society, and just trying to interrogate whether there is this kind of leadership, and then painting the picture of what leadership really, true, authentic, real leadership looks like. And some very key points that came through in the first part of this show is that leadership is about clarity of vision, intentionality, which will lead to productivity, which is the impact that we get to see. And we have talked about three aspects, or our guest has talked about three aspects, that show leadership, and that is influence, positive influence, interests, how well we cater for the interests of those that we lead, and finally impact. And notice it's not impression, but impact. Those were very wonderful points. So Rev Joseph Obwanda is with us from Heshimika initiative, leading us or helping us to unpack the question of leadership as we discuss Simply Lead. So those were very great thoughts, or wonderful thoughts that came through.
You're a good conversationalist. You got me saying good thoughts.
I try to just sit back and dig into the well and try to see how much we can get from you. We want to juice as much as we can. And so guys, you need to make sure he brings out everything he has with him before he leaves this seat here. And so I more thoughts I'm seeing from Facebook. Again, Winnie Kendi is saying leaders get things done through people, but really good leaders also understand that they get through to people while they get the things done. How can this make us better? Thank you, Winnie, for your comment and question. Followership doesn't validate the leader. That's Kate. And again, Willie liked the quote you gave about a lion doesn't have to pronounce its lioness. I like that. We have on YouTube Joseph Ndungu saying simply leading has no room for excuses. And so as we pick it up from where we stopped, you were talking about or maybe we should start with a question so that we don't lose it. That Winnie is asking, how can this make us better? I'm trying to get the clarity of the question.
Something leaders
get things done through people, but really good leaders also understand that they get through to people while they get things done. Okay. How can this make us better?
I think I like her emphasis that the leaders get through to people.
Yes.
I think that's a very good observation.
Yes.
And I don't know, and I'll just, first I want to appreciate Joseph Ndungu. I think he's one of our mentees in the current Excellence Leadership Program.
Yes.
And thank you, Joe, for joining. And I think, let me just circle back, bro, and we say the reason why there's a lot of dysfunctionality or dysfunctioning leadership is because of a lot of excuses and a complication and sophistication of leadership.
Yes.
So when we say, for example, and I agree somewhat because that's in the academic angle of what that leadership is about, getting things done through people.
Yeah.
That is a bit problematic because it supposes that the leader knows what is to be done, so they're getting it done through people. The tragedy we have now, the crisis we have now, is that that leader does not even know what needs to be done, leave alone getting people to do it.
That's why the clarity of vision.
Exactly. All right? And also, as I said, we've said in this show before, leadership can be a very arrogant concept, where you believe that because you're a leader, now everybody else must pay obeisance to you, bow to you. You are the one, the know-it-all, they have it all, they see it all.
Yes.
You are the chief consultant of yourself. You need nobody's input. So then, having said that, how can that help us, just balancing that? I would want us to circle back and say, it's not about what you do or what you get done. It's who you are.
And
so
that's
when,
very critical,
when you simply lead, is be yourself, be authentic, be genuine, be who people believe or you've made people believe you are. So when you are, doing is, I don't do husband, I am husband. I don't do pastor, I am pastor.
I like what we normally say, we are not human doings.
Yes.
We are human beings.
Exactly.
You are, so you do.
Yeah. So because you see, when people think of leadership only as what we do, which has its part, than who we are, what happens that then there's a pressure of fake it till you make it. So we go on PR. We want to talk about what we are doing. We want people to impress. Because you're asking people, after all this I've done for you, don't you see what I'm doing? But you see, if you are, you should ask us, don't you know who I am? But again, even that, when you ask us, don't you know who I am? We'll ask, who is doubting it in this arrangement? So it's a question of being comfortable within your skin, knowing your agency, and positioning it.
You know, it's like if you are the only one who knows what you're doing, then there is a problem.
Absolutely. Because I like what Peter Drucker, the guru of management, says, that if only the leader can define the vision and the mission of what, I'm paraphrasing it, and the followership cannot, then there's a problem.
Yes.
All right? So if you're the only one who knows, that's why Mahatma Gandhi's thoughts are very well worth noting.
Yes.
He says, there goes my followers, so I must lead them. He discerned the interests. He discerned what is it about the people that he is representing. And then made sure that he positioned himself to simply lead.
Yes.
He never had a known position. But he stopped the British system in India.
Yes.
All right? People like Wangari Maathai in this country. Wangari Maathai simply led. Did she have a known position?
No.
No. In fact, the government was so embarrassed that the world recognized her and awarded her the Nobel Prize Award as the first African, all right, woman to ever win that award. So the least or the most the government of the day could give her as a position was Assistant Minister of Environment. But that's exactly what I'm saying. Is
It
that
was
once your
interesting that
person,
her stature out there
exactly
was bigger than what we...
A prophet is not honored in his own hometown, but doesn't negate that he's a prophet nonetheless. David, his own father did not recognize when the prophet asked, can you bring your sons? But did it deny that David was simply leading his person? So I think, so to Winnie and our viewers, I think what we are emphasizing here is, yes, leaders ought to get things done, but what they get done is an outflow of who they are. So if you, that's why as we said, if you have no capacity, you can jump, somersault, scream, and do all that you want. But when you're panting and you're sitting down, you realize you're like on a rocking chair. You took 3 hours rocking on that chair, but you never moved to anywhere.
So now, if leadership begins with who you are, so what's this quality of this person that makes a leader who has positive influence, who is able to connect with the interests of the people or meet the expectations of the people, and has impact, results to show for their leadership?
3 things come to my mind immediately when you ask for the qualities. It's, when you talk of quality, you're saying what qualifies this person.
Yes, what qualifies them.
Number 1, resourcefulness. Resourcefulness means, as we're saying, capacity.
Yes.
It means you have certain insidious properties that when you position yourself, because we're talking of resources both internal and external, but first we're talking about internal. So you simply lead because when you come into a space, you bring your resourcefulness.
Yes.
So in our Excellency Mentorship Program, we talk of the VVPs. V is virtues, V2 is values, and P is principles. So virtues are who you are, values are what you do or not do, and principles are the why. So number 1, that's your resourcefulness. That's what, as my buzzword for the day, hashtag is agency. So what's your agency? Do you have that? Secondly is relevance. What question are you answering? We have said, and I agree absolutely, as the evangelist taught us, Jesus is the answer, but we must ask ourselves, what was the question? So if you are leading, someone said that whoever thinketh he leadeth and no one followeth is only but taking a walk. So if no one is responding to your agency or to your resourcefulness or to your influence, or if you're not influencing somebody, it means you're irrelevant. The problem, as we've discussed before, when you lack relevance, you try to overcompensate that with pursuing acceptance. So you go on PR, you do all these things, you make a lot of noise, so you're looking for acceptance. But when you are relevant, you don't need to worry about acceptance. And the third one, I think, is fundamental: responsibility. And responsibility, you're saying here, Simply lead is you're saying the buck stops with me. It's been said, and I agree, that those who blame, when you blame others, you become lame. When you blame others, you become lame. You can never progress beyond the point at which you hold others responsible.
So you are handicapped.
Yes.
When you are always fixing blame.
Whoever you blame, you are giving them power. You're saying they are too powerful.
Yes.
So if I blame my wife for not being a leader as a husband, then I'm donating the power of my being a leader to her. But if I refuse to blame her and I take responsibility, then it means I'm consolidating my power.
That's a very interesting perspective.
So the reason why Gen Zs, in this country are simply leading is because, number one, they just stepped up to the space and they said, we'll be responsible. We will not blame the government. We will take charge. So the mantra, as we have said before, of responsibilities, 10 two-lettered miracle words. If it is to be, it is up to me. Simply lead. If it is to be, it is up to me.
Well, you have alluded to Gen Zs, and that's the term Gen Zs has become.
The term Gen Z is a generational theory. Let me just to sanitize it. Well, the point is, there's a demographic of young people who are, for all intent and purpose, are judging whether there's a leadership vacuum based on the three things we wanted. Influence. What's the influence that they're observing? What are the interests of the country being given preference over self-interests? And then the impact. How are things changing for better? Is life better today because Albert is my pastor? Am I better grounded in scriptures? Am I better, helped to receive the grace to handle the lived experiences that I'm going through?
And I think now, in answering that, you talked about resourcefulness, relevance and responsibility. Yes. Let's talk about, I would want you to break it down in in a very simple way.
Okay, simply talk, yes.
Yeah, but let's talk about, you've just mentioned, like, for example, about, alluded to my role as a pastor. And I want us to use that.
Okay.
So, what's the relevance? So, like, for example, me as a pastor, or put it this way, is it me as a pastor or those who follow me as a part of my congregation? What would be referred to as my relevance?
See, a pastor, first, what you define determines what you find. We must define pastor to know what we want to find.
Yes.
And that what we find is your relevance. All right? So the congregations and everybody who has submitted to your pastoral leadership views you in view of their needs. All right? So
when they need a pastor, because when they need a doctor, they go to the doctor.
Yes, but let's put it this way. I define pastor as an administrator of grace. All right? So that's you are let's say a senior person in that space where grace is concerned, in the sense that you have grown in grace to a level where others can be guided and helped and supported to connect with God through your ministry. So if you're an administrator of grace, there's somebody who needs the grace for their marriage life. So when you stand in their space, you administer the grace of marriage life. There's somebody who is a parent struggling with their young person. To them, when you stand there, you administer the grace of parenting. There's somebody who is a business person. They come and listen to you. You may be preaching about hell and everything, but they are thinking about how their business can go to hell. Because you are now supposed to administer grace that keeps them from their business going. In that sense, I think the pastor is an odyssey. You are you're somebody who gives satellites direction and hope and meaning and comfort, and you provide what we call pastoral presence or pastoral companionship to people through their life experiences. In a rather bit pretentious way, you are representing God in their situations.
All right.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to help him bring out the aspect of relevance, but I love the fact that, and we shouldn't lose sight of this, the quality or what qualifies one as to provide leadership, or where we begin to see that leadership beginning to be manifested or seen, is in these three things that he mentioned: resourcefulness, relevance, and responsibility. So can you have you be resourceful, relevant, but not responsible?
That would be a contradiction, or rather, that's where now you'd be judged as failure. Why? Because look at the parable of the talents.
Yes.
All right, they were given the resources. All right, they were meant to do what was meant to be done with those resources.
Yes.
That's to be good stewards.
Yes.
And when the responsibility question, and responsibility means, and another flip word for responsibility is accountability and answerability. We often talk only of accountability, but not about answerability. Accountability is when we find out what you've done or not done against what is expected, then there must be consequences. It can be positive or otherwise. All right? Now the problem is that here we have somebody arrested for misappropriating resources, becoming irrelevant, and they were irresponsible. Then they are sent to, they go to court, and they were found to have stolen, not misappropriated, stolen 305 billion or million, and then they are fined 5 million. So there was accountability.
Yeah.
But the answerability was wanting. So yes, it's possible that somebody, and when that happens, when you are irresponsible, when that happens, it then means that you are a failure to the extent that you did not rise to the leadership demand that was placed on you. And I think as what's his name? Henry Truman? He says, he was one, am I forgetting his name? But he says that that responsibility comes with a lot of accountability.
Yes.
That once you have accepted the favor of leadership,
Yes.
you must also accept the accountability that comes with that responsibility.
You must be accountable.
You must be accountable. Yeah. And the buck stops here. Harry Truman, yes, that's the name I was using. Harry Truman was a one-time president of America, and in his Oval Office, he had this plaque that read, "The buck stops here." So he believed that as the president, he was to be foremost accountable. And sometimes it's not even about legal accountability, it's a moral accountability question. That you're saying, on my conscience, I cannot watch this happening.
And I think that's the essence of accountability.
Yes.
When you talk about moral accountability.
Absolutely.
Where
And
it's
foremost
like,
to God.
Yeah, on my conscience.
Yes.
Before God. I'm accountable to God first.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
you know, and I can't, this can't happen in my watch.
Absolutely. And Paul says as much in Acts 24:16. I exercise myself in this, that I have a conscience clean both before God and man. Look at Samuel.
Yeah.
When he was ending his tenure of leadership, he speaks to the Israelites, and he says, I stand here today.
Yes.
Is there somebody who can accuse me for ever having stolen anything from them? Or done anything inappropriate? I'm paraphrasing it. And they say, you are clean.
Yeah.
You are good. But the tragedy was his children. You get it? His children did not. So my point then is leadership demands a certain threshold of individual reflection.
Yeah.
And, you know, you come to a point where you ask yourself hard questions before people ask you. No, by the time people are calling you to accountability, you yourself should have known. Paul says that our conscience judges us.
In fact, I like what he says about his that issue of being accountable to God and to yourself, that moral accountability.
Yes.
He says in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, therefore, since we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we don't lose heart.
Right.
But we have renounced the hidden things of shame, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of God deceitfully, but by a manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of God.
Absolutely.
It's one of my favorite scriptures about accountability.
And you see, when you start from that point, in our Excellency Mentorship Program, the first of the 7 pillars of excellency is a pillar of excellency of conscience.
Conscious.
Because once you get it right with conscience, everything else will follow. So a pastor whose conscience is wanting, it's a tragedy, it's an accident looking for a sin to occur. Okay? A husband or a teacher whose conscience is seared, they are, see, once your conscience, the distinction between an animal and a human being is in the conscience.
And so actually, when you talk about simply lead, it goes down then to conscious.
Absolutely.
The
Function
buck stops
from
with
truth.
me,
Yes.
goes down to conscious.
Function from your conscience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Paul, he does a lot of introspections. And he says, I will do this because it's right in the sight of God. It may not be popular, but I'll do it because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah. I think it's Martin Luther who says, there is time, there is that quote where he talks about there comes a time when you do what is not necessarily politically correct.
Yes.
But, you know, what is right.
Absolutely.
I can't
I mean,
say
the strength of a leader is known in their moments of controversy and demand. Do you do that which is right or is popular? And there's a rare species of people who do that which is right, and it's not for cameras. Yeah, so because the results will speak for themselves.
Because when you're into more of impression, you want the cameras.
Absolutely.
But when you're focused on impact, you're not worried about.
And you see, if you have to be clapped for every time because of who you are, then people should be having a song for clapping. Because if you are who you are, why do you want to be clapped for? Right? So and if it's just episodic leadership, where it's an episode, once in a while and far apart, there's lack of consistency, because you did it, you faked it to make it. And when the chips fall, people look at and they realize this thing was just for PR. And so simply lead a parent, a teacher, a business person, a politician, a pastor or a religious leader. When you're simply leading, it means that you're occupying that space authentically.
Awesome. I mean, you've just wrapped it up very well. When you're simply leading, you know, it means you are authentic in the space where you're in as you provide the kind of leadership you're providing. And there is a quote that I think he said that I love. If it is to be, it is up to me. I think that should be our, you know, clarion call at a personal level. If it is to be, it is up to me. Where does the buck stop? These are the questions that answer that, you know, mantra we are talking about, simply lead. Where does the buck stop? Are you resourceful? Are you relevant? And are you responsible? You know, in the space in which you're functioning, you know. And as we get to wrap up this particular show, there is an opportunity for especially the clergy this week, Thursday all the way to Sunday. You know, it's a conference it's called Standing Strong Conference for Ministers, happening at Uhuru Park. And you're welcome as a clergy and as a leader to attend this particular conference where there will be a gathering of all these leaders, you know, clergy and ministers or leaders in whatever space you find yourself in, to be equipped. And so I want to encourage you to plan to be there this Thursday all the way to Sunday. Is it Sunday? Sunday, yeah. This Thursday all the way to Sunday. So I want to encourage you to, you know, plan to attend the Standing Strong Conference this week. And so, as a parting shot, Rev, it's always enriching to just have these conversations with you. And as we wrap this show up today, what would be your parting shot?
Allow me to take this opportunity to say that there are remnants. There are remnants in the land. And through a Heshimika program right now, if you allow me some latitude,
yes.
We have opened up the public space to invite the public to identify and nominate men and women in the 8 mountains of influence,
Yes.
who are simply leading, in the sense that we have identified family, education, media, art and entertainment, business and economy, politics and governance, science and technology and all that, where we are inviting the public. If you know anybody who is simply leading, they may not have a position that is known,
Yes.
but they are an influencer in that space. Please visit heshimika.or.ke and nominate. And then by September, by 25th of July, we'll have closed the nominations. And next month, August, we'll have the voting. And in September, we'll unveil who are the true excellencies who are simply leading in those mountains of influence. So I do believe there are remnants. That's my point, I guess.
And I think that would be a nice way to try and just, you know, we keep seeing the wrong examples, but we need to point out, instead of always complaining about what is not working, let's point out what's working.
Yeah, that's the Your Excellency Awards 2025.
Yeah, so the where do they go to?
heshimika.or.ke. For Your Excellency Awards. Or just check Heshimika on Facebook. Heshimika Facebook, you'll get the link and all the information.
All right.
Yes.
I think that's a good place to add your voice to, you know, let's lift good leadership.
Yes.
And nominate guys we think are doing something good, are having a positive influence, are providing leadership in their spaces. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining this show. It's been an amazing moment and conversation that we have had today. We continue next week, same time, same place. God bless you.